From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, May the 6th, 2025. Israel today carried out additional airstrikes on Houthi terror targets in Yemen, including its airport, which the IDF said was completely disabled. This follows the Houthis' attack on Israel this past weekend. The IDF said Israeli fighter jets struck and dismantled Houthi terrorist infrastructure at the main airport in Sana'a, which served as a central hub for the Houthi terrorist regime to transfer weapons and operatives, clearly underscoring the Houthi terrorist regime's brutal exploitation of civilian infrastructure. The IDF said the strike was carried out in response to the attack launched by the Houthi terrorist regime against Ben Gurion Airport, noting that the Israeli airstrikes were carried out with precision and steps were taken to mitigate harm to civilians and civilian infrastructure, vowing the IDF is determined to continue operating at any distance against all threats posed to the citizens of the State of Israel. And a number of airlines yesterday extended their cancellations of flights to and from Tel Aviv after the Houthi attack at Ben Gurion on Sunday, including United Airlines, who initially had canceled flights between Newark and Tel Aviv through May the 8th, now extended through May the 11th. The Lufthansa Group also extending to the 11th, Air France extending its cancellations through May the 13th. Turning now to Gaza, where the IDF is expanding its operations after a cabinet meeting on the matter. The IDF said the chief of staff and the head of Israel's security agency, the Shin Bet, held a situation assessment and approving operational plans to expand maneuvers in the Gaza Strip. And today the IDF said with the Shin Bet, it recently hit terrorists who were in a command and control compound of the Hamas terrorist organization in central Gaza, and using it to store weapons which were intended for planning and executing terrorist acts against the citizens of the State of Israel and IDF forces. Again, noting prior to the airstrike, many steps were taken to reduce the chance of harming civilians. And the IDF said today that 10 Syrian Druze who were injured during fighting within Syria were evacuated to Israeli territory for medical treatment. The IDF saying forces are deployed in the southern Syrian region and are prepared to prevent hostile forces from entering the region and Druze villages. The IDF continues to monitor development in readiness for defense and various scenarios. Former Israeli hostage Doron Steinbrecher met today in Romania with the country's leaders. Steinbrecher, who is a dual Israeli-Romanian citizen, met with interim president Ilia Bolojan, interim Prime Minister Cătălin Priodoiu, as well as Foreign Minister Emil Hurizanu, who all reassured her that Romania will continue its efforts so that all hostages can return home to their families. Steinbrecher was freed back in January of this year in a hostage release deal after being held by terror group Hamas in Gaza for 471 days. The 59 hostages who remain held in Gaza have now been captive for 578 days. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, May the 6th at 7 o'clock. Elana Stein Hain discusses the challenges confronting both Israel and American democracy today. At 8, Justin Pine speaks with Rabbi Zev Reichman about why the Omer is such a powerful time for inner growth, the teachings of Rebbe Nachman, and more. At 9, it's Rabbi Robert Wolkoff on L'chaim. At 10, Good Week Israel, and 10:30, an encore of the news. And coming up next, it's the ILTV's Insider. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, May the 6th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.